Hey y'all, it's Cassandra with Pecan Porch Boutique. I'm here with another video for you. I found this little chair at a garage sale for like 10 bucks back in early summer. And it was really cute, really sturdy. I love that tufted look. And it was only missing 2 buttons and a little bit of wear here and there on the fabric. But other than that, I liked it and it was in really good shape. So my plan for this chair is to actually paint the fabric. So that's what we're going to be doing. And to start out, I always start with what I hate the most, and that's cleaning. But it's necessary. So this is where we're going to start, y'all. Well, after I yelled at her for a bit, she did become a little bit more helpful. So you'll see that she is actually adding some little tacks to where the 2 buttons were missing so that we could get that tufted look again. And then we're going to add some of the some more dust cover to the bottom. And I actually fashioned the buttons out of some IOD clay and put it on there, but turns out I had to take it off because I kind of put the cart before the horse and I needed to paint first. So but so far so good. And here are some of the products that I'm going to be using. I tend to get way more products out than I really need. But I'm going to be using DIY paint in Blue Iris, Mermaid Tail, and Liquid Sunshine. And I'm going to start out with the Blue Iris. So painting fabric is really easy and it's really fun. The one thing you want to make sure that you do is to dilute your paint. So you want to make, water is your friend when you're painting fabric. So you want to make sure that you dilute the paint, typically 1-to-1 ratio. But if you'll watch here, this was a bit of a mistake because I did not have that much paint and I added way too much water. So not only did I dilute the paint, which was great, but I also with my mister bottle, I missed the fabric. But because I put too much water in my paint, if you'll look, as soon as I took that brush out and started brushing it across the fabric, I knew that I had way too much water because I wasn't getting that really blue deep look of the Blue Iris. So I stopped, added some more paint, and started all over again, and you can see the difference. And now you can tell the difference. See how deep blue it is now? So one of the things that you want to make sure is that you have a very firm bristle brush so as to work that diluted paint down into the fibers of your project, because you don't want the paint sitting on top. That's why you really want to get it watered down. You don't want it sitting on top because that is what will cause it to dry up and be crunchy. Now this chair is not was not very soft and supple anyway. It's a firm chair, so it's going to be firm in the end. But if you were working on something, you know, say a piece that was all, you know, firm and comfy, you want to make sure that your paint is diluted enough. Use your mister bottle and have you a firm brush on hand, because that's going to keep your piece from being crunchy. So I'm using my watered down paint to go over everything, including the frame of the chair, the legs, everything right now. So I'll come back later and I will add the color that I want to add to the legs and to the frame of the chair. But for now, everything gets this watered down blue. And now while the blue iris is still wet, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add some water to my next color, which is mermaid tail, and I am going to continue painting that on. And after adding both colors and while it's still wet, this is the look we have so far. Okay, y'all, this is where things took a terrible turn. So I thought, oh, it would be so nice to use this beautiful stencil, which is called Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's made by Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. I thought I would use little pieces of this stencil to put inside the little squares in between the tufted buttons. So here I am. I spray with some water again because I'm adding more paint, not much water though. And I take a clean brush and I just massage the water in. And now I'm going to use I thought I was going to use my liquid sunshine to stencil some of the design into those little diamond shaped areas of the chair. But nope, that did not happen for me. First of all, I was on the wrong side of the chair. So I thought, okay, let me switch sides and maybe that'll go better. But it didn't, y'all. It was a fail. Take a look. The chair just wasn't firm enough for me to get my stencil lay down really well and get it in there. I did not like it at all. But I kept going. I thought, okay, let me do another one. Maybe it's just me. But no, nope, and I didn't like it, y'all. So I scrapped that plan and I decided, okay, let me just take my stencil brush then and I'll just dab in. I'll just dab inside the squares. But I didn't like the dabbing either. So I said, okay, all right, back to the drawing board. I am going to spritz it with a little bit more water so my paint will move around, and I'm just going to paint in those diamonds. So that is where I landed. Okay, y'all, so this is what we have come to now. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was not loving this at all. And before, when I said the chair was too firm to get the stencil to work, well, really what it was is those tufts in between the buttons. I could not get the stencil to fit firmly in between there. But I thought, okay, let me just keep going. Maybe I can get there. So here I am using IOD's, a little bit of that trim from the Bohemia stamp. And my thought is to go over the stitching where I have put the yellow, where I put my liquid sunshine, go over the stitching alongside the buttons and create an outline. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm inking it up with my IOD ink, and then I'm going over the stitched areas between the buttons. And now this design, or this stamp, is also IOD's Bohemia stamp. And I am just going to add a very subtle look to the back of the chair. I still wasn't loving it, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I was not loving it. But I thought, okay, let me go ahead now and glam this up with some gold. If anything can pull this off, it's some gold. So I'm adding some of my my gold wax paste to the buttons. And now here you see me using the Harmony stencil, which is also by Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. And I'm gonna try putting it on the bottom of the chair because it's flatter and I think I'll have more success. So I'm using my stencil brush and my gold wax paste, my metallic wax paste, to get a little bit of that wording onto different places on the chair. So here we go. Okay, y'all, this worked out and I think I really like it. So take a look at the finished project. I hope you like it too. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to my channel. Even leave me a comment. And don't forget to bud, bloom, and be unique. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.